week 6 of Human in the Loop, where I am the human in the AI loop. So this week, I really saw the benefits of my shift in thinking. And it's gone one step further where I am focusing much more on defining outcomes and then understanding which jobs are handed off to AI and where the human value is, and really spending time on that before starting to build anything. So we built this week the content DNA system, which I alluded to in my previous retrospective, has already gone live. So that's pretty amazing, going from a thought process to actually in production of content DNA. And what it does is every single piece of content that is going to go out there is tagged to a story arc, and it's also tagged to content signals. And what we're getting now in how we've built it, where we started moving away from feeding the entire text into the agent that is creating this content DNA, to summaries, very highly crafted summaries, also crafted by an agent. And that's given us a 95% accuracy on how we will classify that piece of content, as opposed to 60% accuracy, which we were getting when we were, and it sounds counterintuitive, when we're feeding in the entire text. And what it does is this system creates a content imprint for every single piece of content that is going to be put out. Because lest we forget, the other part of this experiment is not just how do I improve my productivity, but how can it impact a small or medium publishing business by trying to create one right itself. So every single piece of content goes out there with that tagging. And the aspiration is that we will then be able to do a much better job of tuning in signals from, let's say, social media content into long form content, whatever format that is. And obviously, we're going to need an audience to verify all of this. The content production pipeline has already hit stride this week. And we've got 5 comprehensive videos recorded. And we've got 2 of the first pieces of AI platform and technology content out there on digitizing events. And these are, again, augmented and assisted by AI, but we still have humans in the loop on the final creation side of it. A big feeling this week, and this is more about the human feeling, is I really felt a cognitive load shift, where in the beginning, when I started this, I was really looking at, how will this work? How do we fix and put everything in the right place? How do I work with AI in the right way? And it felt like a high friction environment. But now that I've shifted my thinking around the tooling that's required, and like I said in one of the last retrospectives, we got rid of quite a few significant SaaS systems because they were just not working for me in the way I want to work with AI. And also, I've run this past other people, and they are feeling this shift as well. As all of the SaaS platforms start piling in AI, suddenly, this AI is better for this AI is better for that. Well, that's just insane. We should have one way of working with it and then push information out into the right places. So I really felt mentally in a much better place with how I was working with the AI, and also how good the outcomes were. In the beginning, they were okay. Now they're getting to be good. And I think that's a fairly good validation of this approach. And one of the other things that is a big lesson in creating this shift is how context is engineered. And that is also where, when I mentioned earlier, when we were getting from 60 to 95% accuracy, it was really focusing on the AI systems. And I'm talking in specific about generative AI here. Getting the context right makes such a big difference. So looking forward, what we're doing next week is we have now the content DNA system into production. We're going to see how that's going to work. we're going to release a video where I talk about what LLMs actually are, because in all of this journey, working so intensely with generative AI, ChatGPT, Claude, what have you, it has really come to the fore that we need to really understand what this tooling actually is and how it actually works, not to the depth of some of the mathematicians and scientists who are creating the algorithms and so on, and to prediction engines behind the scenes, but to understand their nature. And for me anyway, by really working that through, and okay, in fairness, I've had a couple of years of working with these systems, but it really does help me to go back to asking the question, what is this thing really? It sounds really smart and intelligent, but what is it really? And remembering that allows you to use it in a much better way. And my final thought is I am still, I suppose, motivated by, in a negative sense, a lot of the noise that comes out of Silicon Valley and all the announcements that are happening where the CEOs are proudly saying to shareholders, and it's like, what was the latest one? Oh, we've lost 8,000 jobs in our HR function because we're doing it with AI. I believe that that is happening. Well, it is happening because people are saying it. But I just genuinely believe that that cannot be the way we look at this AI opportunity. It has to be about how we actually flip the script and think about how can it make us create more value for other people. That's the job. When you're thinking in terms of jobs, it's not right anymore. It's about how you create value. What is the new value that I can now create now that I have this and I'm working in partnership? That has to be the challenge of what we need to solve for. Anyway, thank you for watching this retrospective. Thank you for following this journey. By the time you watch this, you should really see quite a lot of little mini content around on how we achieve certain things. And I hope that's useful. If you choose to subscribe, thank you. If you choose to like and comment, thank you so much, because all of that helps inform the direction this journey is going to take and the content we create. So thanks again for watching.